Hello, welcome back to the channel, and thank you for tuning in once again. Today we're diving into quite an unusual and shocking development involving a Malawian national who allegedly stole a motorcycle belonging to his South African boss and then escaped all the way back to his country. This news has been making the rounds, raising not only questions about trust and workplace relationships but also about how cases like this affect perceptions of foreign nationals in South Africa. Please stay tuned until the end, because I'll be sharing the sources of this news so you can verify everything for yourself. And before we get into the details, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can stay updated with the latest news and developments happening around us. So here's how the whole matter unfolded. According to reports, the South African employer trusted this Malawian worker, employed him in good faith, and even went as far as giving him access to his personal motorcycle, a white one that had become a very valuable possession. At first, nothing seemed suspicious. The worker was doing his job as expected, blending into the rhythm of everyday life. But then, things took a turn. The employer apparently noticed his motorcycle missing and soon realized that the Malawian employee had also disappeared. Later reports suggested that the man had not only taken the motorcycle but managed to cross borders with it, eventually making his way back to Malawi. Now, for most South Africans hearing this, it raises so many questions. How was he able to escape so easily? How do these border movements happen when something stolen is involved? And most importantly, what does this mean for trust between employers and workers, especially in cases where foreign nationals are involved? Stories like these often spark a lot of debate because, on the one hand, people argue that crime is crime, it doesn't matter who commits it. On the other hand, many South Africans feel frustrated, because when such incidents involve foreign nationals, it worsens already existing tensions around jobs, trust, and safety in the country. This frustration is rooted in the bigger challenges we see daily: unemployment, poverty, and inequality. And when you add criminal cases like this, they become fuel for those emotions. Now, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. The reality is that South Africa has for years been home to thousands of Malawians, Zimbabweans, Mozambicans, and many others, who come to this country in search of work and a better life. Many of them do honest jobs, some in construction, some in domestic work, and others in small businesses. But unfortunately, when cases like this one surface, it paints a very negative picture and people start generalizing, which can be unfair to those who are simply here to make a living in peace. From the employer's side, you can imagine the sense of betrayal. Giving someone an opportunity, only for them to allegedly turn around and steal from you, is something that cuts deep. Motorcycles, beyond being transport, also carry a lot of financial and sentimental value. It's not just about the money, it's about trust, and once that trust is broken, it becomes hard to repair. This case also brings up the issue of border control. Many South Africans have long been asking questions about how people can move across borders with stolen goods. Is it a matter of weak enforcement? Or are there gaps in how goods are tracked? In this specific case, how does someone ride a stolen motorcycle all the way from South Africa to Malawi without being stopped or questioned? These are the tough questions that ordinary South Africans want answered, because they go beyond just one incident. Now, while the incident is serious, it has also drawn out some light-hearted reactions from people. Some joke that the Malawian man must have been really determined, because imagine riding all those kilometers just to get home with a motorcycle. Others said the boss should have known better than to trust someone with such an expensive possession without keeping an eye on it. And of course, there are those who laughed and asked whether the man stopped for petrol money along the way or just kept riding. Sometimes, humor is how people cope with stories like these, even when the underlying situation is no laughing matter. On the ground, South Africans are divided about what should happen next. Some say the motorcycle should be tracked and brought back to its rightful owner, and the accused must face justice. Others say the chances of recovering the bike are slim, and that this will simply go down as another case in the long list of property thefts involving cross-border escapes. This is also a lesson to employers. While it's important to show kindness and trust, it's equally important to be cautious, especially with high-value possessions. Trust should be built step by step, and safeguards should always be in place. As South Africans, we often find ourselves opening doors to others, but cases like this remind us that not everyone values that opportunity the same way. So, what do we take away from this? For ordinary South Africans, it highlights the need to protect what's yours and to remain vigilant. For authorities, it signals that stronger monitoring of border movements is needed. And for foreign nationals, it's a reminder that the actions of one person can affect how an entire community is viewed. Before we wrap up, let me just lighten the mood a little. I saw a funny comment online where someone said the Malawian man probably told people back home that he bought the motorcycle with his hard-earned money, but the truth was he got it through a free and very illegal ride out of South Africa. Another person joked, saying the man probably used Google Maps the whole way and had to ask for directions at least 10 times. It's humor, but it shows how people make sense of shocking news in their own way. So that's the news for today. Please remember that all images used in this video are for illustration purposes only. And if you've been following this channel for a while, you know we always encourage you to check the sources. For this news, the reports came from Daily Sun, News 24, and community updates shared by local residents. Now, let me leave you with a question. Do you think employers should stop trusting workers with their possessions altogether, or is this just one bad case among many good ones? I'd love to hear what you think in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next update.